Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mike and Zachcast, episode 2.
I'm Mike.
2. I'm Zach, and this is our podcast. Welcome.
This is our second episode.
That's right. And
we got some feedback from the first episode, which was, don't take so long doing the intro.
Right, so we're just going to go ahead and get this out of the way real quick. The Mike and Zachcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and also Anchor, if anyone uses Anchor. But
yeah, I kept telling Zach, hey, this is just a little test. We don't need to do much with this. And Zach's like, I'm going to put it on every website.
Well, because I found out how easy it is to actually put it on
I guess
stuff.
it is.
Yeah, because when you're doing music, it's a different thing. Like with Men Are Hot,
Yeah.
if anyone knows what that is. That took a while because you have to reach out to distributors, blah, 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 blah. But
Or big single.
Mm-hmm. So if anyone has a preferred platform, there you go. It is most likely on there. Now, with that out of the way, Mike, introduce the theme.
All right, today's episode... today's episode theme is... Past injuries.
Oh, past injuries. Well,
Oh, yeah, I told you injuries. That's my bad. It's past injuries. Injuries we've had.
Yes. So
That will be our kicking off point for the day.
And we may or may not stay on topic. Who knows?
Speaking of the episode, we're sticking to a 30-minute episode format for now.
Mm-hmm. And if we so choose, we may or may not make it longer. If we ever have any guests on the podcast, we'll probably do longer.
Dipping our toes in the water. We're getting it real wet and slippery.
Yeah, this is only the second episode, so we're still just trying to figure out what the hell we want to actually do.
Yeah.
In
Anyway.
the grand scheme of things. Yeah.
Injuries. Zach?
Well,
Should we start with the biggest injury you've ever had, or should we dance around the topic and save it for last?
I mean, I can't really think of any, injuries that I really remember. Actually, no, there is one, now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah?
So this was back in 2000. I was 8 or 7 at the time. And I was learning how to ride my bike.
Oh, little baby boy, little baby Zach.
Little baby Zach learning to ride his bike without the training wheels on the back. And I remember I was riding around at the speed of sound. Thank you. And,
nice joke, Zach.
Thanks. It took a while for me to. I actually planned this
really
months ago when we totally were planning this whole podcast.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
when we didn't think of the theme just 5 minutes before recording.
Yeah. No, but I was riding around and my mom was holding onto my shoulders, keeping me balanced, and then was like, okay, I'm gonna let go. Don't eat shit. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm riding around and I didn't eat shit. But my elbow ate plenty of the concrete.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, and the almost the whole diameter of my shoulder was just scuffed. It was red and bleeding and bad.
What is it? Road burn? Road rash?
Road rash, except skin came off. So road
burn 2.
Yeah. And it was really not the best. We went inside and I was crying and I was like, I'm never gonna ride a bike again. Literally, I was so upset because I just was like, why do I have to take my training wheels off? I mean, it works. It keeps me up. So what's the point?
Technically right.
Yeah. Why do I need to remove them? But
why doesn't everyone just have tricycles? It's a cruel, cruel world.
It is. So yeah, I went into the bathroom crying like a little bitch, and my mom is she pulls out the what's it called?
Is it that disinfectant spray that burns like a motherfucker?
Peroxide.
It's just that shit you spray and it goes and it just feels like you're disintegrating.
Yeah, we've always bought bottles though, so we'll just pour it on.
Oh.
Or use a Q-tip or whatever. So that was put on there, and it hurt like a mother. And it was not great, and I also had a big-ass thick bandage on there, and I remember going to school the next day when I was like, yeah, just a little, nothing much. Just
tough boy. Walking in with your leather jacket and shades indoors.
Yeah, that's right. At school. As a
spit on the nerd's shoes as you're walking by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fell off my bike.
Yeah, I'm 8 and I'm just now taking off my training wheels. Yeah, what's up, ladies?
I don't ride with training wheels anymore. Get in place.
Yeah. know your place, maggots. But yeah, that's one big one from my childhood that I can definitely say was painful, but I did learn how to ride a bike at some point, and I love bike riding. I just never get to do it.
I honestly think I've fallen off my bike too many times to remember. I grew up at my dad's house, and he has a completely downhill driveway.
Oh, okay,
and
so this is the same place.
Yeah, you've been there.
Okay.
It's in the middle of the woods. It's in a hole surrounded by a river. I had a lot of friends living there.
I can confirm it is literally a little hole. There's nothing around there. It's a nice little spot, though.
It's nice, but not a place to raise kids.
Mm-mm. But
I got to play with plenty of spiders while I lived there. And there was a hornet's nest in my room. I tell you, it was a great spot.
Yeah, you have told me about this. And
yeah.
I would actually die. I hate finding... I don't care finding a little... Oh no, there's an ant in my room. No, but like, if I see a wasp or a hornet, I will stand at my doorway and just like scan the room until I see movement, and then I'll grab the fly swatter. And maybe if I have the guts, I'll go and lunge for it to kill it.
I think I've only managed to kill 2 wasps.
Yeah,
if we want to get off topic and talk about wasps, but I had a point with the
injury first.
Okay, yeah, I had a point with the gravel conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I would firmly say that eating shit off your bike into a gravel road is significantly worse than concrete.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Because on top of getting, like, scraped, you're also getting, like, essentially stabbed, especially if it isn't very fine gravel, which it was not.
Right. No, it's very pebbly gravel.
Very pebbly. Like, they don't get in your arm when you fall on your arm, but they'll kind of, like... stick in there.
That doesn't make it sound any better.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to say that they're not puncturing you like you're bleeding all over the place or anything, but I don't know. It's enough of an impact to stick in there when you initially pull your arm off the gravel.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't think this is fully getting across.
I understand, but I don't. Yes,
okay.
But actually no.
Actually, if we want to get to our worst injury thing, my worst injury was on a bike.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I've told you about it before, but...
Probably.
It's my favorite story because it's just so... I'll get into it. Okay, I'm riding on my bike. It's also at my dad's house. I got injured a lot there. Wow. I'm piddling, I'm paddling. I'm going down the sidewalk.
Wow. Look at him go. Wow, he's piddling, paddling.
I'm going so fucking fast. Holy shit.
Piddling, paddling, skiddling, skedaddling.
There's a sidewalk that goes from the driveway, quote, it's sort of a driveway, sort of just a large patio out front of the house. There's a sidewalk that goes from that to the backyard. I was on that sidewalk on my bike. I'm going to the backyard, which also has a large patio. It's all concrete, not gravel. The sidewalk meets the back patio at a 90-degree angle. Whoa. I tried to cut that corner. It's a little raised off the ground, so my tire falls in between the corner of the 90-degree angle, and I spike forwards, like my back wheel goes above my head.
Oh.
And the full force of my body and bike falls directly onto my chin, and my chin explodes.
Oh my god.
It didn't, like, fucking shatter my jaw or anything, but...
blood.
It sure did explode a small puddle of blood. As much as maybe, I think, a 7-year-old could make. So we put some bandages on that, went to ER, and got 10 stitches.
Very fun.
It was extremely fun.
My worst injury is definitely not as complicated as that.
Yeah,
but,
my injury wasn't bad, but it was just really dramatic.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember all the blood.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. My worst injury... Okay, so this was in 2017. May of 2017, as a matter of fact. My friend Hunter, shout out to him. He's cool. Like my only friend from school that I still talk to.
I have one of those too, just the one.
Friend Hunter was like, hey, so like... at the football field at our old high school, they were like, we're doing a little like hangout thing on the football field, and I was like, okay, are you allowed to be doing that? And it was like, yeah, they're like, the school knows. and this was at like 8 at night. So like I don't know the logistics of it, but he invited me, and I was like,
it's hard to remember a traumatic night.
Yeah, he invited me. I was like, okay, I'll come. And I was like, I'll also bring my lightsabers so we can show all the other kids how awesome we are at our lightsaber skills. Foreshadowing. Ooh.
What a child thing to say. My lightsaber skills.
I mean, to be honest though, me and my friend Hunter have done a little bit of choreography, trying to replicate moves from the movies and shit. But that's not important. That's not the important part.
You ever done a backflip?
So on to the important part. I get there, and I brought me and my brother's lightsabers, and surprisingly, other kids were like, "Oh shit, those are pretty cool," because they're like the expensive ones that like light up super bright.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
If you're editing this in-depthly, Zach, can you put that picture up where it's you with your lightsaber in front of the cross?
Yeah.
The fucking Christian crusader.
Yeah, YouTube viewers, you'll be able to see it. You guys are
Yeah,
cool.
look at that. Look at that. That's so funny.
That's really
Zach,
cool.
put a mustache on you too. That's really funny.
Okay, let's not
maybe
put
some googly eyes.
Hannah also painted it, and it was great. I'll have to go digging for that now.
Put a mustache on that one too.
No, we're not. Okay, stop it. Get rid of all the imagery. Future me. Okay, now. Yeah, so we had the really cool lightsabers, not the little like $15 ones at Walmart.
Those are the best though, because you break them in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and so we were fighting and doing some cool shit, and one of the little like rectangle ads on the football field, we made a game where we had to basically make the other person step out of the ad. So we were in like a quote unquote arena.
Rectangle ads, like on the ground.
Yeah, like little bank.
Man, I've never been to a football game.
So we're standing in this little like bank ad. And there's a good amount of space. Basically, the goal was if you step out of the ad or you get pushed out or something, not like
it's like sumo wrestling rules.
Sure, like try and like psych your person out of the rectangle.
Yeah.
Anyways, me and Hunter were fighting ourselves, and I stepped forward to do like a lunge to like go for his like stomach or something, just to make him back away and get out of the ad. And my knee slipped out of place, and my leg bent sideways. Oh no, my computer went to sleep. That's
Mine
fine.
did too. Twinsies.
Wow.
Edit out that voice crack.
I totally will. Yeah, I feel my knees slide out, and at first I fall to the ground, and Hunter's laughing because he doesn't understand what happened. He just thought I was doing some kind of meme, and then he notices me like in silence, grasping my knee and trying not to cry in front of all these people that are there. Just kidding, there were like 4 other people, and I'm like,
sounds like a party.
And I'm like, this isn't a joke. I don't know what happened. But luckily on the fall, my knee did slip back into place, so thank God I didn't have to like...
Oh my God.
Thank God I didn't have to put it back in myself or go to the doctor and have them be like, all right, 3, 2, because I'd hate that. I would absolutely
I just hate the image of that.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out of its socket, and then you go, and it's back in.
Mm-hmm. It like popped back in on the way down. So it was like out of socket for like, a second. But man... I could not walk when I stood back up. I was hopping all across the field, and I called my dad, and I was like, hey, I messed up, and I need to go home.
I messed up.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of able to limp at this point. I really probably shouldn't have. And I get in the car, I go home, and my knee swells up to like the size of a grapefruit.
Do you have any pictures of that?
No.
Damn it.
God, no.
Not because I necessarily want to, but I'm definitely curious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about a grapefruit, but it definitely was not normally sized.
I've never had a grapefruit. I don't know what their size is. Do you have another fruit?
No. Yeah, I couldn't walk for like a week. That was fun. And now, to this day, my left knee always clicks and stuff. And I never went to the doctor. Because I was just like...
you didn't?
No.
Oh, well, I thought you did.
No, because it slipped back in, and I was like, it's fine. I'll just wait for it to go down. I can walk and run and shit. But I'm
I mean,
terrified that one day it'll slip out again.
I mean, yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I probably would have. Actually, would I have? No, I probably wouldn't have seen a doctor either.
Yeah, because I was just like, I didn't break anything. I can still walk.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it clicks.
Maybe when it started swelling up, I would have considered it.
Right. But it was like late at night. So like, I don't even think I could have. I would have had to go to a hospital. Like, I don't think our local doctor was even open. So like, I couldn't just walk in and be like, yeah, what's up?
Hey man, I fucked my knee.
Yeah, I was. How did it happen? I
fell in a really cool way.
I very awesomely was lightsaber fighting with expensive lightsabers, not the kid ones.
I was doing some choreography.
I was filming.
I said choreography again. I did that last podcast.
I was filming.
I was doing a cool choreographed fight, and I messed up my backflip.
My stuntman asked me if he wanted him to do it instead, and I said no because
I do my own stunts.
I'm like Tom Cruise of Arkansas.
Is he from Arkansas?
No, I was like I'm like the Tom Cruise of Arkansas.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like I am Michael of Kansas. I am Michael Pymations of the basement.
I am Zachary X Fuller of the bedroom, but not in that way. Wink. But yeah, that's my worst injury. It's the most pain I've ever felt. I've never broken a bone, but I can sure as hell imagine it felt like that.
Ooh, I've never broken a bone. Fuck.
I've never
broken a bone. But I know that my brother Cody has. He broke his arm. I can do my best to remember the story, but I was a baby. Couldn't have been more than like 6. All right, so let me explain. We had this game. It was between me and my 2 older brothers. It would be one of us, probably the strongest one, Jordan. He would lie on his back and put his legs up in sort of a crouching motion.
Right.
But he's on his back, so his feet are up. And then Cody, or we'd try to position ourselves on his feet, sitting on them, basically. And then Jordan would just kick as hard as he could and launch us.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's a proper way to break a fucking bone.
A child's bone, yeah.
So what happened with Cody is one time when he got launched, I believe his side of the story, I don't know if this just makes him sound good or what, but he was flying towards the ceiling fan. So to keep his hands, because they were, you put your hands up, you go, wee!
Yeah.
He didn't want his hands to get chopped off, so he put them under his butt, and then landed on his butt with his hands, and it, pulled his shoulder out or something.
Oh, no. That sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of that. I just know that it happened, and I know Cody's story.
Yeah, I really hope I don't break a bone, and I also hope, good segue, because you brought up wasps earlier.
Right. Let's go back to that wasp conversation. I feel like we had potential there.
Yeah. I've never been stung by a bee or a wasp.
Me neither. Twinsies. Right. Wait, what's the knock on wood thing? I don't get that.
So it's like if you were to say, say for example, your insert relative here gets hit by a car in a week, knock on wood, so that it doesn't happen. Like it's like a weird.
Oh, it's like anti-jinxing.
Yeah, it's like if you're making an example, like for example, Mike, before I get to see you again, let's say I get murdered, knock on wood. And yeah, it's just a thing.
So let's say I don't have sex, knock on wood.
Now that's a good way to use it. That was good. That made me proper Jimmy Fallon laugh right there.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jim Fallon.
Jimmel Fimmel.
Jimmel Fimmel and the Kimmel Bimmels.
The late night talk show Jimmel Fimmel. He talks about I don't know, fuck. This is a stupid segue.
Anywho, yeah, we're this isn't even a segue. This is just a distraction.
We're talking about wasps.
Yeah. So yeah, I've never been stung by a bee or a wasp, and I also fucking hate bees and wasps.
I love bees, but from a distance.
I like bees. I like what they do for our environment, but please stay the fuck away from me, and wasps can go fuck themselves.
I like Bee Movie, too.
I don't know if I watched it as a kid, but I don't know that I've ever seen in its entirety Bee Movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a older person and can remember the plot and jokes and whatever.
You know what? Let me say this. B-movie, well, it's not great, but I love it to death. And I love a lot of terrible movies to death. You know what? I love the Angry Birds movie.
Haven't seen that.
It's
a movie?
I also can't say it's very good. Objectively.
Yes. Back to Wasps. We have gotten off track twice now.
Maybe we should just let the conversation go where we like.
True. But there's always going to be that 1 or 2 or 3 people in the comments who are like, you guys could never stay on topic. You guys don't know how to do a podcast.
Today's episode theme is getting off topic.
Also, I did see someone for the last comment or the last podcast. They commented, you might want to shorten it a bit. It's a podcast.
I think there was a lot of dead air, much like what we're having right now.
I mean, we're
that
talking.
Yeah.
It's not like we're just silent for 20 seconds.
Is it entertaining, though?
I mean, I would hope so. Because, like, when I listen to podcasts, and this is just me, sometimes they could not be very entertaining, and I'll just enjoy hearing them talk. People just sometimes like hearing people talk.
I guess that makes sense. But,
yeah, but wouldn't it be awful if we were just silent for, like, 15 plus seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. So we're not going to do that. Wasps, I don't...
Okay, Wasps.
Let's so we were talking about, like, oh, if I see a wasp in my room or a bee, I don't like it. It's scary. Yeah, so, like, my room is, like, the hottest in the summer and the coldest in the fall and winter in the house. And I used to have an AC unit in my room. I loved it because it would make my room feel like a goddamn, like
Arctic.
an igloo. Yeah.
Nice.
But things would like to sneak on in, and every time I heard like a slight noise in my room, I'd get panicked that there was a bee or a wasp because it happened. It was always wasps, though. Like, again, I don't mind bees as much because they actually do shit for our environment. But wasps, they're just assholes. Actually, they do kill smaller pests. That's like the only thing.
Yeah, they eat spiders, right?
Yeah.
Is that
but
it? Or do spiders eat other things? There's a whole ecosystem inside every home. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. Wasps will attack you for no fucking reason. You can be minding your own business, and they're just like, hey, what's up, buddy? Fuck you. And just sting you.
I think I've faced off 2 wasps in my life. One of them was a little easier to get than the other. When I had an apartment alone in Kansas, a wasp got in one time, and by the time I found it, it was already dead.
Okay.
But it was in my bedroom, so I didn't like that. Second time was here in Massachusetts. This one made me a little uneasy because I found it in my office in the morning, but the window wasn't cracked or anything, and the windows here are brand new, just replaced before we moved in. We did leave the window cracked in the bedroom, which is the window's right above our heads. So I didn't like the implication that perhaps the wasp got in through our bedroom and just like flew around our heads for a little while before going to my office.
I absolutely hate finding things in my room. Like, a couple days ago, I found a little, like, it looked like a tiny little, I don't know, it was like a little noodle bug, a little tiny mini centipede thing. But I saw one and I was like, huh, I wonder what else is in my room.
That's a good point. There's probably fucking thousands more bugs in everyone's house than we think.
Yeah, no matter how clean it is. But talking about a time I fended off a wasp, I saw it in my room because I noticed a shadow flying around my room, and I hated that.
Oh, that's fucking scary. Holy shit.
Yeah, and so I finally, hesitantly, turned my head and look at my fan, and there's a wasp just flying around it. And I was like, oh, okay, this fucking sucks. Because, you know,
no, it blows.
I'm kind of deathly afraid of them, and I open up my door and I'm like ducking and running out of my room, and I'm just kind of watching it from afar, and I grab the fly swatter and I'm like, all right, well, I'll wait until I guess it comes at me and I'll swat it.
So it's legally self-defense, and that'll hold up in court.
Exactly. Thank you. The bathroom door. Okay, so like I walk out of my room, and to my left there's the bathroom. Across from my room is my brother's room, and then there's a hallway to the right that leads to the living room. But the bathroom door's open. My door's open, and it flies into the bathroom, and the way the wasp actually died is funny because it actually fucked itself over. So I actually now cannot use this in court because then I look like the innocent, the guilty one, because I'm laughing at it.
I don't think that doesn't admit you to guilt.
Well, until I say what happens next.
If someone intrudes into your house and like slips and falls and dies, I don't think you're responsible for that.
Sure.
That's
but
not
what happened is
murder.
I turned on the bathroom light, and then the wasp flew in there. I was outside, and the wasp flies up to like the corner of the room. There's cobwebs there. It got caught in the cobwebs and fell into the sink. And then I turned on the sink, and it.
All right, so it is murder.
Yeah, I was saying earlier. I sound guilty or innocent for now, and then until I say what happened. And
yeah. That is murder, and you are going to jail, unfortunately.
Yeah. But that's okay, because at least we were able to do a second episode. So yeah, I guess we're wrapping up.
I felt like this was kind of a rough episode with how much we tried to stay on topic. We have to get better at a balance between staying on and off topic.
I suppose.
If we come up with a tangent, we need to somehow unanimously decide whether or not to run with it.
But we are in the second episode only, so I wouldn't say we should get upset at ourselves this quickly.
Right. I'm hypercritical right now because I'm getting near finished with my brand new animation going up on my channel soon.
Ooh, little teases.
Little teaser. It's Sheriff Hayseed related.
Oh, I act surprised, but I actually knew. I've actually seen
Zach
quite
very
a bit.
much knows.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit, and isn't that fun? I love being able to, when you tease something, I love just quote tweeting it and be like, I know what happens.
All right. Well, now I'm rambling because I wanted to keep going, but we're sticking to the 30-minute format, so we're just gonna cut it.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Until next time, and I'm just gonna
You're gonna cut it right there.
Yeah, like until next time, I'm just gonna.
What
play
if you
the
cut
outro.
it right here?
I mean, that would be pretty funny.